Hello, friends. Listen, welcome back. I am very sorry about my absence. I wasn't posting very regularly, but you know, you can't pour from an empty cup. So here I am, we're ready. Welcome to Makeup and Movies. Frepisode 2. If you're new here, a Frepisode is an episode that features Freddie Prinze Jr. Got a real doozy for you today. Ooh, this cup kind of like matches my whole vibe. Makeup and Movies. So this is basically, you know, the best series on the internet. I do my makeup, I talk about a movie, kind of break it down clip by clip, recreate the scenes that I think need work, and we have an okay time. So if you two are a throwback enthusiast, a comedy enthusiast, a bad movie enthusiast, a makeup enthusiast, a sleepover enthusiast, please subscribe. Today's lunch menu is chicken patty on bun. This light's gonna die real soon. I can feel it. So for today's Frepisode of Makeup and Movies, we're going to be talking about a movie, a lesser known Freddie Prinze movie entitled Boys and Girls. Have you seen it? In addition to Freddie Prinze Jr., this movie also stars the lovely Miss Claire Forlani, whom you may recognize from Meet Joe Black. She has a full filmography. And guess who this film is directed by? I'll give you a second to guess. It's directed by Robert Iscove. You know what's funny? I've never even Googled him. I don't even know what he looks like. Anyway, grab your popcorn, an entire meal if you want. It's probably going to be a long one. And when we come back, get ready to rip apart boys and girls. We're back with the glowiest glowy moisturizer ever from Tula, the 24/7 hydrating day and night cream. Also, I think I'm gonna do the reverse foundation technique today. Remember that? It's been a while. Oh my god. So if you haven't seen this movie, you're seriously in for a treat, okay? I will never forget the first time I saw this at my friend Blair's house. We rented it at Blockbuster. We watched it in her mom's living room. And I remember thinking, even though I was like 11, 12 years old, that it was really bad. It's nothing against the actors or anything, it's just, you know, sometimes when all is said and done, things just don't work out. Like I remember there being a lot of bad overdubbing, a lot of bad audio in the movie, just a lot of cheese, you know, cheese galore. So anyway, this movie opens with a flashback actually. We got this nerdy kid on a plane who's correcting the flight attendant's grammar.
Can I get you something to drink? I don't know, can you?
When suddenly a young girl comes up and sits with him and she's very vexatious. She shares a lot of information.
Got my first period.
And they just, you know, they get into a deep conversation very quickly for two, like, 12-year-olds. Point being to kind of establish their characters. So young Freddie Prinze believes in love. He believes in working at love and, you know, giving love a chance. And the girl, Jennifer, she believes in nothing.
If love's broken, you just have to throw it out with the rest of the trash.
He's also very neurotic and uptight, and she's a free spirit. Never seen that done before in a movie. So then we fast forward a few years. Now this happens a lot in this movie. This movie is basically set up in a way to just kind of show you that these two people, you know, Jennifer and Ryan, they just keep running into each other by coincidence over time, like it's fate. So anyway, fast forward 4 years to a high school football game where the sign that says, "Go fight!" Don't win though, just go and fight. And now our main characters, Jennifer and Ryan, are suddenly teenagers, and by teenagers, I mean 30-year-olds dressed as teenagers. She's the prom queen, he's the Gopher mascot. They bump into each other and he's like, "You don't remember me, do you?"
We were on a plane together once.
And you know, not much has changed. Their characters are consistent. They immediately get into a deep conversation. There's also character consistency in the sense that Jennifer continues to insult Ryan.
You're pretty dumb.
Just like she did on the plane when they were 12.
You're an idiot. You're ugly.
Who wouldn't want to date her? FP says no, really weird.
No.
Jeez. And long story short, she asks him out for coffee and he says no. Can't imagine why.
You're dumb.
Also, can anyone explain why he still has braces after 4 years? Is that a thing?
No.
Because I wore mine for 2 and my teeth were really bad. Just saying. Buckle up, kids. We're fast forwarding again. 4 more years. Can you keep up? Can you keep up? Oopsie. They are now in college. They go to UC Berkeley. I feel like I just heard about UC Berkeley in a movie.
U.C. Berkeley.
Oh yeah. How could I forget? Anyway, now in college, FP is dating Allison Hannigan. I don't remember her character's name, but it's Allison Hannigan. I feel like I have to mention like movies that the supporting actors were in because I just get yelled at all the time in the comments.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would.
So here's Allison Hannigan's entire filmography. Now you can't yell at me. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Freddie Prinze is talking to his girlfriend, and guess who he runs into? Jennifer.
Gopher boy, it is you.
They can't stop running into each other. It's feet. And then we cut over to Ryan's dorm room, and we finally get to meet his roommate. Played by one of my faves from the 90s, Jason Biggs. Totes forgot about him, and he is rocking some majorly frosted tips. Like, I don't even know if you can call them tips at that point. They're like the entire shaft of hair is frosted.
Chicks love drama.
Jason Biggs's character, his name's Hunter. He's annoying. His whole character is just like trying to get chicks all the time, just changing his whole personality, doing everything he can do to like try to get girls to like him.
Ladies!
More about him later. So we cut back to Freddie Prinze, and what do you know? He runs into Jennifer again while they're waiting in line for something. This time though, we get a little change up, a little twist in her character. She is now in a serious relationship.
Isn't it crazy what falling head over heels can do to a person?
Next, please.
That's me.
Isn't that shocking, guys? She got over her commitment issues after all. Ooh, that is so ugly. I can't stand it. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, another fast forward. It fast forwards again. How many is that now? This time, I'm not exactly clear on how much time has passed. They're still in college, so maybe, I don't know, maybe a year. Let's take a guess. The scene that they cut to is Jennifer crying in her incredibly cool apartment for somebody who, like, is a college student and probably doesn't have that big of an income. I don't know. She's crying because, you know, that serious relationship that she was in 5 seconds ago, yeah, it's over.
He dumped me.
We also get to meet Jennifer's roommate in this scene, who's super cute and has the cutest curliest hair ever. Her roomie is played by Amanda Detmer, who also has a full filmography, including Drop Dead Gorgeous, which is also on my list. These movies are all connected. Anywho, Jen is telling Amy about this breakup, and guess how she tells her about it? With a flashback. And in true Robert Isco fashion, they're in the flashback. Once again, without any sort of cool editing techniques to like let you know they're in a flashback. If you weren't paying attention for even like the smallest amount of time, you would be like, wait, what? Is this just another scene? Oh, it's in the past? Okay. We find out in the flashback that Jennifer's boyfriend dumped her by like telling her in a song that he was with someone else.
I found someone new.
That's horrible. I personally thought that was pretty harsh, but this girl is really feeling it. So, you know, understandably, Jennifer is heartbroken. She smashes his guitar. And she's like, doobie doobie doo my eye. She doesn't say I.
Doobie doo my ass.
Do people still say doobie doobie doo in their songs? Like, did he really say that? Oh, yep. Well, guys, wouldn't you know it, but Ryan and Allison Hannigan also broke up. How about that for timing? His girlfriend apparently just, like, really didn't like it that they couldn't do their laundry together.
We never get to do our laundry together.
She was right.
I also like how in the beginning of the movie, she says she's going to college in Seattle, but then the door to her dorm room has a different college name written on it. Come on, Robert. So anyway, to nobody's surprise, Jennifer and Ryan run into each other at a library like 2 days after both of their long-term relationships end. Hunter's there too, and he's an idiot.
I have to go to the train station to pick up my cousin. He's an idiot. My whole family is, actually. Me too. Yeah, me too. I'm an idiot.
Do you guys think Hunter's an idiot at all? Because the movie hasn't really established it yet. It hasn't been shoved down our throats that Hunter's an idiot. Maybe they should frost his tips a little more. Anyway, Jennifer and Ryan kind of take a little walk. They're chatting. She, you know, explains to him that she got dumped. Ryan kind of tells his story. But somehow their conversation, like all of their conversations, leads to a bit of a tussle, a bit of an argument. They just can't get along, you know? I wonder if opposites are going to attract. So then another fast forward to a year later. God, I can't freaking keep up. How many years has it been? You know what? I can't keep up. My head is spinning. Let's take a short break. When we come back, let's see what color Hunter's frosted tips are. We'll be right back. We're back with this Butter Believe It foundation / concealer from Physicians Formula. Exceeded. What was I saying? Yeah. Okay, so 1 year later, Hunter's frosted tips are now pink. They change, like, with the passing time throughout this movie. Also, does anyone else think it's weird that all this time keeps passing and Ryan and Hunter are still roommates? Like, I never went to a university. I only went to community college, so I never had a roommate or anything, but I thought you changed roommates every year. What do I know? Oh, wow, this smells really good. Anyway, we cut on over to Amy and Jennifer, who are also still roommates. This time in an incredibly old lady looking apartment in the San Francisco Bay Area that they can somehow both afford, even though they don't seem to have jobs and are both in college. They're taking a walk. And Amy, you know, the roommate, curly-haired Amy, she is just going on and on about her boyfriend and how she, like, doesn't really like him anymore. She thinks she wants to break up with him. You know, it's not going well. Well, plot twist. Her boyfriend is Ryan. Alert the media. He shows up to pick up his girlfriend, Amy, apparently for the first time. And Jennifer answers the door. I guess somehow they were, like, dating this whole time without him knowing that Jennifer was her roommate. Oh, y'all's queen, get me zits. So Jennifer kind of breaks the news to Ryan. Amy, like, asked her to break up with her boyfriend for her. Not something I thought adults did, but again, what do I know? I don't know anything about dating. I'm 31, been married 10 years. This is all new to me. And we find out something fun and quirky in this scene about Jen, which is that she speaks Latin.
Noli non timnicare.
What?
It's Latin for don't kill the messenger.
You know,
It's her thing. So anyway, Ryan gets dumped, you know, so naturally he goes to his roommate Hunter, the idiot, for advice. And Hunter's advice is very sound and practical for a grown man.
You've got to do more than show her pie graphs. You got to weep.
Yes, that's what women want during a breakup, is to be guilted into not breaking up with you because you cried. FP, he's not really a crier, so to force him to cry, Hunter's solution is to put something called icy balm in his eyes. Man, I love this technique. I use so much less foundation. And this was just a very chaotic scene. Ryan goes back to the house with icy balm in his eye and he's just like, I can't see. Well, I mean, that's what you get for taking advice from someone with frosted tips.
You need the tears.
What is icy balm for anyway? Anyway, Ryan obviously has to go to, like, the free health center at the college because his eyes are all messed up. He comes out wearing an eye patch, which is swag, bruh. And Jennifer is there waiting outside for him, which he finds to be a little bit weird. And Jennifer gets, like, pretty defensive about the things that she just wants to enjoy.
Can a girl enjoy a lollipop in the middle of the afternoon? Can a girl enjoy a walk in the middle of the afternoon with...
Can a girl say her lines correctly into the boom mic so that she doesn't have to overdub it later in post-production? Just saying. This was actually the scene I remembered from being a 12-year-old, like how bad the post-production audio recordings were. Like, you can just tell it's overdubbed and it really bothers me.
Let's put it this way. Any more of those, and I'm gonna have to break up with you again. Break up with you again.
Let me put it this way. Robert Iscove really sucks at overdubbing audio. Meanwhile, Hunter is doing ballet again to try and, like, score points with the ladies. You know, I really would like to see Jason Biggs do a movie where he doesn't play this same exact character that he plays in every movie I've seen him in. Does anybody know if there's one that exists? I like Jason Biggs. You know, I think he's funny, goofy. He's got some charm. I just want to see him in a different character. So we cut back to the dynamic duo, and Ryan says he is done with relationships. Jennifer responds in Latin, because that is normal.
Sentior.
And I was watching this with subtitles, and I got to see the lyrics to, like, the song playing in the background. It's a really good song. A speck of truth caught in your eye. Could that speck of truth have been the icy balm? The song just kept getting better. The lyrics were just speaking to me more and more. Couldn't agree more. Oopsie, oopsie. Why'd I do that? All right, kids. So fast forward number 5, I think, of this movie. College is starting up again. I'm pretty sure this is now, like, their senior year of college, I think. I didn't write anything in my notes, but it's an educated guess. Anyway, I don't know if it's, like, the first day or it's just registration or what's going on, but Jennifer walks by and recognizes Ryan's butt. She's like, Ryan? I'd know that took us anywhere. This part was fun. I liked how in the background you could hear someone just yell, no regulation for the internet. No regulation for the internet. Like, I picture Robert Iscove sitting out there with his megaphone being like, hey, Yell something activisty. Anyway, we find out that over the summer, Jennifer got dumped again. She's trying to believe in love, guys, but just things aren't going well for her. And Ryan, over the summer, he got a haircut. It's spiky. You know, the spiky haircut, I guess because I'm like used to that. That's what I grew up around. I still find it like so handsome. Do you guys feel that way? That or the ramp. Did anyone have the ramp at school where a guy would like comb his hair all hard with gel and then ping, ramp it? You could launch like toy cars or tech deck skateboards off of it. It's getting real cold in here, guys. I think I have to turn on my space heater, which means you're gonna hear it in the background, and I'm so sorry. So back at Ryan's apartment or dorm room or whatever it is, we find out that Ryan is a real bridge enthusiast. There's just bridges all over his room. I'm saying bridge enthusiast to be funny, but I guess he's like a structural engineering major or something. He really likes bridges in this movie.
You couldn't imagine how complicated something like that is to create.
But anyway, Jenny calls him up one night. She wants to go out, and he says that he will only go if she begs him in Latin.
Te oro et obsecro. Make him.
They keep bringing up this, you know, theme of her speaking Latin, or I don't know if it's a theme, I don't know what you would call it, but it's annoying because it's not entirely relevant to the movie, and she just has the worst accent. Like, it reminds me of when I took French in high school, and some of the students would be like, fermez la bouche, and the other students would be like, fermez la bouche. You know, if you're gonna speak a Latin-based language, just try to speak it like they do.
Make him, Ludera.
Where was I? Oh yeah. A montage. We finally get a montage of Jen and Ryan hanging out. They're riding public transportation in their PJs, getting some shrimp. They're flirting. You know, we're establishing their relationship here. They go to the club. She insults him again.
You, me, and that patch of cute hair on your chin.
She just can't stop. And this scene at the club was another one that I remembered from watching this with my friend Blair when I was 12, who, by the way, I called her Blair Sif, which is hilarious. They're at this club just like hanging out, and in true Robert Isco fashion, everybody breaks into a choreographed dance. And I have the most vivid memory of us like trying to do this dance in her living room. We thought it was so cool, but it's not. The song is cool though. Remember that song? Can't stop the rock, can't stop the rock, you can't. That's a good workout song. I should add it to my playlist. Anyway, I liked this part because FP is like kind of pouty during the dance, which is always funny to see someone pouting when they can't get the moves. This guy tries to show him, but the moves are hard, you know. He finally starts getting it, kind of starts having fun, but his fun is very short-lived because everyone starts getting squirted with all this gross white stuff. I'm assuming it's soap. I don't know. It really bummed me out. I don't like gross liquidy stuff like that people share, especially now during a panty. Have you seen that guy on TikTok that's like, not during a panty.
You going for a hug and I don't like you? Mama? During a panty?
That's what I thought of. Anyway, they just keep falling. It's pure chaos. And meanwhile, Hunter is over at a different bar, still trying to pick up chicks, but this time by pretending to be a priest.
I walked into the Monsignor's office, turned in my rosary beads and collar, got my deposit back, and now here I am.
Listen, again, I'm genuinely curious. I don't date, obviously, and I don't really go to the bars. Is that a thing? Is that a thing girls go for? Like, you want the guy that's trying to date you to maybe be a priest? I'm just curious. This is like not blended. It looks blended when I raise my eyebrows, and then when my hood comes over, it's like, we're gonna be a line now. Can I just, it's a bit better. Cut back to Jen and Ryan. They're all sticky. Jen invites Ryan up. He says no.
No.
So naturally, she insults him again.
Gotta write in the diary.
Are we supposed to think that this is like cute and flirty? Because it's annoying. Like, seriously, what's wrong with a guy writing in his diary? Anyway, they try really hard to like hug it out, but they can't because, you know, they're awkward, angsty college people. And then we end up back in Jen and Amy's old lady apartment, which we are going to talk about, but we have to take a little break first because I need to refill my coffee and I have to get a blanket because I'm still cold. BRB. We're back, and I just realized I forgot to tell you guys where my earrings are from, because I know peeps are gonna ask. These are handmade earrings from an Etsy shop called Tom and Jack's Jewelry. I'm obsessed. Where were we, guys? Yeah. Jen and Amy's apartment. So while Jen was at the club with Ryan, Amy was lovingly baking her some cookies that look really good. Allegedly, Amy made them several hours ago, and yet they're still smoking. Robert Isco. Anyway, she's chatting with Amy about Ryan, and Amy thinks that Jen is in love with Ryan, okay? So if no one's putting two and two together yet, they're falling in love. Jen and Ryan just kind of continue hanging out. They do fun stuff like people watching. They make weird observations.
He's the kind of guy who walks with his feet.
As opposed to what? What else do you walk with?
Opposite arms and legs are working together.
Cut back to Hunter. His hair's blue now. Also, check out his pants. I think he's wearing FUBUs. You guys know how much I love FUBUs. Just kidding. I won't go down the FUBU road again. Anyway, Jen and Ryan's friendship is like getting really serious. They're at the point where she will actually ask Ryan to like help get her out of dates, you know, call her, pretend something's seriously wrong if she's not having a good time with the guy that she's with. We're also blessed with a fun little montage of Jason Biggs trying on clothes. Every tween movie has to have a clothes trying on montage, this time with Jason Biggs. The Ripple Chips and Onion Dip song is playing during it, which is fun. And I also liked all the magazine clippings that he like has around his mirror. All of them are very on brand for his character. He like saved a newspaper clipping about an alumni who got married for the 8th time. Nice! Robert Isco coming through with subtle details. Oh, wait a second, it disappeared. That's a bummer. Oh, no, wait, it's back. Every time the camera cuts, it just comes and goes. Anyway, he settles with this early 2000s button-up.
Yummy.
And he wears it out to this cool party that they're at where you find out that his name is not Hunter, it's actually Steve.
Your name is Steve?
He just, you know, guys, he doesn't know who he is. He's struggling internally. It's an internal conflict that we learned about in literature class in high school. So then this girl walks up and I kept staring at her like I know her from somewhere, I know her voice, I know her face, and OMG, she's from the Blair Witch. No wonder I recognized her. She haunted my dreams as a kid with her boogers. I was very naive. Anywho, she is kind of hitting on Ryan, like aggressively, but he's not feeling it.
I'm a laser. I know what I want and I go straight for it.
So he actually lies. He tells her that Jennifer is his girlfriend, because that's like what they do. They lie for each other, you know, if they're not feeling who they're with. But then he goes over to Jennifer and tries to get her to leave with him, but she doesn't want to leave. She's having a good time and she's like, no, I'm good here with Ryan Cabrera's brother. By the way, that's the guy who played the boyfriend in Bring It On. I don't know his name. Remember, guys, he did that tour.
Maybe you're not Captain Material, and there's nothing wrong with that.
He should have had a bigger role in this movie. So as you can see, Ryan's kind of starting to develop feelings for Jen, who's been insulting him literally since the second they met. He's in love with her.
Dum 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 dum.
No.
Well, because Jen like didn't really accept FP's little advance at the party, he decides to go ahead and just go out with the Blair Witch girl. I think her name's Megan in this movie. Anyway, they all decide to go on a triple date, and it's an epic fail. FP's with Megan, Jim is with Monica? What's with Robert Isco giving all these R&B singers little cameos in his movies? Like, Monica, why did Monica agree to this? You're better than that, Monica. Anyway, and Jennifer is now with Ryan Cabrera's uncle.
It sounds a little weird.
And Ryan and Jen's dates, they're just totally bugging, because it's very clear that Jen and Ryan have more chemistry together than they do with their respective dates. They don't get the jokes like Ryan and Jen get each other's jokes. Hunter/Steve is totally blowing it with Monica. He just like starts hating on old people.
You gotta get rid of them. I mean, otherwise they'll just suck us dry.
You're kidding, right?
It's getting weird, guys. Getting weird. And then you guessed it, we fast forward several weeks again. I think that's 7 now. Oh, I'm so cold. So in a shocking turn of events, things didn't work out between Jen and Ryan Cabrera's uncle, and she's really just like, this is her 3rd failed relationship in this movie. She's really just starting to believe that true love does not exist. It leads to this intense, like, epic speech that she gives in a laundromat that I guess she doesn't realize she's giving because she's so emotionally invested. She suddenly snaps out of it like, oh my god, I was just yelling in this public place with all these people. Weird. I love when that's in tween movies, like someone's doing saying something real weird, and then they snap out of it like, oh my god, I had no idea I was doing an entire monologue. Anyway, she's embarrassed, she's upset, she runs away. Ryan chases her, he wipes her tear. Uh-oh, guys. You know what that means. If a 90s tween movie, the guy wipes a tear. Second only to the 90s tween bang tuck is the 90s tween tear wipe. So as you can probably guess, they totally make out. They end up at her place, which I'm going to gloss over. However, I do want to note that she has those glow-in-the-dark stickers on her ceiling that we all totally had in the 90s or early 2000s. Don't act like you didn't have them. Anyway, the next morning rolls around and Jennifer kind of regrets what happened. She tells him it was all a mistake and that she really just like wants to be friend, kind of act like it never happened. He pretends to be on board with it, but he just slowly starts pulling away because he's hurt, you know? He stops answering her phone calls, like he's pretty much done. Sorry, Jen. You don't get to break FP's heart and keep him as your bestie. Anyway, she finally runs into him and she's like, what the heck? Where have you been? Do you want to go do something? He says no, and she's like, well, I'm leaving for Italy in a few days because...
Any excuse not to shave under my armpits.
Can you not do that in America? I'm just curious. Anyway, the convo kind of starts to get heated. She's like, seriously, Ryan, what the heck? Why are you doing this? Why are you being so distant? And he basically like confesses how he feels. He's like, look, I really like felt something between us. I'm in love with you. You don't love me back. I don't want to be your friend. You know, the typical conversation that you would expect. And guys, you know me, like I don't like conversations that are typical and predictable. And I just felt like it could have gone over way better if it had been like this.
Hey, Ryan, listen, I wouldn't mind if you stayed at my house when I was in Italy.
Yeah, neither would I.
Great, okay, the only thing is, I was hoping to take my lava lamp with me this time.
Take it. It's yours. Put it on the shelf.
Okay, well, what are you gonna do for a nightlight?
Those cheap fluorescent stars you have stuck on your ceiling.
Yeah, see, I just don't know about that, because last time it was so dark in there that my cameras didn't even catch you when you stole my Godsmack t-shirts.
And I had nothing to do with it.
Ryan, that's not true, okay? I know you also took my Simple Plan CDs, and you popped my blow-up chair. Just listen, when you go to sleep, leave the lights on, okay?
I can't do that.
Yes, you can, okay? Look, I'll even leave a sleep mask for you.
I have to go. Have fun in Italy.
Okay. Wait a minute, is that a yes? Looks cute on you.
Robert, if you're watching, call me. We'll collab on a movie together. So many ideas. So guys, we're in the home stretch here, okay? You think things are over between Jen and Ryan. She's about to get on a bus to, you know, go to the airport to head to Italy. Hunter comes up and kind of like stops her before she goes. He finally meets Amy, but he's not really sure what his name is.
My name? Yeah. You know, it's,
I wonder if it's 'cause he's an idiot. Anyway, Jen is headed to the airport via the Golden Gate Bridge, even though the Golden Gate Bridge is in the opposite direction of all Bay Area airports. And somehow, during this ride, she realizes that she loves Ryan. She's like, Ryan, oh my god, stop the van in the middle of the Golden Gate Bridge. She runs over to his dorm, but he's not there. Only his bridges remain. It appears in this situation that love can't build a bridge. Grow up. So she runs back to Aim's apartment. Aim is Amy's nickname. Isn't that clever? Aim. Anyway, he's not there either. Steve is there though, and he tells her that Ryan is headed to the airport. We finally get an airport chase scene at the end of a tween rom-com. Kind of. It's not exactly an airport chase scene. They're actually on the plane. I guess she buys a ticket and gets on his flight, which still is good enough for me, okay? It gave me my airport chase scene fix. Anyway, the movie just comes full circle, you guys. Can you think of anything more clever? They started on a plane and they end on a plane. Ryan's sitting in his seat. He's about to correct the flight attendant's grammar, but he decides against it because he's past that now in maturity.
I don't know. Can you bring me a glass of water?
And he suddenly hears Jennifer's voice.
Te amo.
Huh? It was a little uncomfortable because she's like confessing her love all climactic, like Te amo, and he doesn't even look up.
Te amo, Ryan Walker.
He's like, oh, I'm just reading my paper right now. Do you guys hear something? Meanwhile, this extra back here straight up looks at the camera. Are you okay?
Do I look?
She's trying to like confess her love to Ryan, but this flight attendant just keeps interrupting.
But I'm tired of being afraid.
Ma'am? Hi, I need you to turn around and put your seatbelt on.
Stop it, Phyllis. So because Phyllis won't leave him alone and like keeps making him follow the rules of the airport, Jennifer just kind of sits down. She's like, fine, I guess I'll have to turn my back and face forward and talk away from the guy that I love.
I need you.
It's funny to me. Anyway, it gets real cute. She's like, I want to do laundry with you, Ryan. Remember from earlier? Finally, this good Samaritan gentleman offers them to switch and they get to sit next to each other. And they finally kiss and then the movie's over. Or at least I thought it was, until I realized we were gifted with this incredibly weird bonus scene that plays like during the ending credits, where Hunter's like in a dressing room with a bunch of Victoria's Secret models who just keep farting. Look, I'm all for a good fart joke, okay? But this was just uncomfortable. I need to look, why is this even in here? Oh, never mind. He was dreaming.
And there you have it. Every night for the last week. What do you think it means? I don't know.
Robert Iscove had to throw one more weird curveball at us. So, that's it for that one, guys. What a ride. So, friends, the budget for this film was a whopping $35 million. Opening weekend in the USA, it brought in $7 million. And the gross cumulative worldwide revenue, $25,850,615. So again, guys, we lost money. I think it could have been this scene.
Can a girl enjoy a lollipop in the middle of the afternoon?
I'm just kidding. In all honesty, it was actually a little bit harder to make fun of this movie. There wasn't as many bad things about it. Cheesy, yes. Predictable, yes. Terrible, no. Nowhere near as bad as Pop Star.
Pop Star.
Let's see what other people thought, shall we? Let's look up a review. This IMDb user gives it 5 out of 10 stars. Not bad, okay? It is entitled, Sure, It's Worth 3 Minutes. Now, wait a minute, what could he mean? Because this is a full-length feature film. The only reason to watch begins at the 36-minute mark and lasts approximately 3 minutes. Otherwise, the remainder of this movie is mindless banter between the two of them, one spewing more absurd dialogue than the other. Without a doubt, she's easy on the eyes, but when she opens her mouth, that's when the trouble starts. Okay, you know what? I no longer like your review. You sound like a misogynistic prick. I am curious to know what part he said was worth watching. Oh, well, that makes sense. So, guys, that's it for this one. What did you think about this one? Did you have as much fun today as you normally do here? Because I just, while I was talking through this movie, I just kept thinking, am I going to be able to make this funny? I don't know if there was enough terrible material. Let me know your feedback, and I look forward to the next episode. I think the next episode is going to be Raise Your Voice starring Hilary Duff, but I don't know. I got some other gems over there that I'm going to check out to see if they would maybe be better. Thanks for being here. Special thanks if you made it all the way to the end. I truly appreciate you, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. What? You don't have to whisper. Oh, Pasta House. What are you getting?
We got lasagna?
Probably. It is a house of pasta. Hobble yourself on over here. He's limping like crazy, y'all. Say hi so everyone can say how out of my league you are.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
see why I whisper. Sorry. Jamie would like spaghetti with meat sauce with a side of potato skins.
I don't want potato skins.
No, I was just kidding. Oh.
I want the salad. I think I just got a picture of the new puppy, babe. My friend got a new puppy.
You want to know how I spelled lasagna without really thinking about it?
Yes, tell me.
Lizanya. Lasagna. You think
Lasa.
S-A-N-A.
Nope.
N-I-A.
Nope. Lasagna. It's not spelled how you think it's spelled. There's a silent G in it.
Oh yeah, lasagna. Nope, that's wrong. It's...
I'm not allowed to correct his grammar. You agree? What brush won't choose today? Midwest Hemorrhoid Treatment Center. Don't suffer in silence. My phone keeps going black. Come on, please tell me I have lash glue, please. Love can build a bridge. Do I have battery? Okay.
You say, I don't know, last time it was too dark and my camera didn't even catch you stealing my Reba t-shirts.
Oh yeah, Nick told me to change it to Godsmack.
Okay.